Hello YouTube fam, how y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, a channel that I rant and I review. I'm your host, Uncle Tim. Fam, Hasbro as a whole is losing steam. The company is basically bleeding, hemorrhaging money. It's not making as much money as people think they are, man. They don't produce enough of product. Their offerings are sometimes not even seen in the best light because people are like, why did you put this figure out when you had all of this that you could have worked with? Some of the Star Wars Black series, look at those. From the Acolyte, look at those figures. They look weird. And from the Skeleton Crew, I think, they look weird. Look at Power Rangers before all of that ended, man. That was a hot ass mess. Look at Transformers right now, man. That's just all over the place, man. Window boxes without plastic in them, man. Toys made of complete plastic now. There's no more die cast, even though I understand why they took die cast out. But, dude, they just seem kind of cheap for the price you're paying for them. Marvel Legends, man, the offerings on that is slow. Stuff is dropping, but man, you can't find the stuff in the stores. And man, this is one of the biggest, parts. Even on Hasbro Pulse, you should be able to find just about anything. It should be a backlog of shit there, but it's not. You can't find nothing there, man, and it's starting to look real crazy, and people are starting to get tired of it. That's something that you should really pay attention to and think about. When you really think about everything that's going on, you should really think about how you're doing it. Think about it. The stuff that we do right now, as far as, buying like, shit, G.I. Joe Classified. Look at that. They go a long time between offerings, man. And, when you look at Target and Walmart, you don't see all these figures, man. I don't really see figures sometimes until they hit Ross, man. And people be like, man, you love Ross. Hell, I love collecting toys, but hell, I can't find them inside the stores, man. Hasbro has some sort of weird thing with just producing the shit that people want. You barely get anything. And, the Hasbro HasLab situation is a hot ass mess, man, because everything on there costs the arm and a leg. This is stuff I know that they can't produce in stores, which they produce for other toy lines they got, but I'm trying to figure this out. How could you do this? Even Mattel could produce shit, but Hasbro can't. Dude, you got a whole stagnant company, and they're trying to breathe life back into the company. The problem with the company is they don't realize what people want. You got a whole bunch of people who do these Hasbro Pulse situations where they show you what's new coming and all of that. These reviews and everything, man, they don't know shit about toys. Dude, I need somebody that can tell me, man, I've been waiting on this one particular toy for a long time. I've been waiting for Pythona for a long time for G.I. Joe Classified. Or, the white Darth Vader for Star Wars, Black Series. Or, just Globulus for G.I. Joe Classified. You're looking for a lot of different things, but you're not finding it. It's like we're taking our time. And see, when you take your time, when people are actually buying your product, people start getting tired. Dude, I'm one of those people. It's slow. The stuff is slowly coming out. And like I said, when it's slowly coming out, you slowly lose interest. Dude, it ain't nobody's fault that these particular toy lines and these companies are falling apart. They're falling apart due to not understanding what they've been doing for the longest. You know what? You got a lot of people that are here for you. You got a lot of people who want to ride or die with you right now. They want to be like, man, I've been waiting for this particular toy, for the longest. And Hasbro, man, they brung those AD&D figures. What's that? Dungeons and Dragon figures, the cartoon version. Then they bring out the movie versions. Man, all of those were just garbage, bro. The pieces broke real easy. Everything was brittle. Shit didn't look like what it's supposed to, man. The size was off. The figures were expensive. And you like, man, what is really going on? Dude, I ain't got time for that. And I don't think a lot of other people got time for that. And this is why Hasbro is losing a lot of money. These companies are not understanding why people are not dealing with this shit, man. People are tired. Man, dude, this is what I'm saying, man. You know, we need to keep pushing. We need to hold these companies accountable, man, and make sure they understand, man. Look, we spending our money. You know, we have rights here, man. You know, like I said, we should speak with our wallets, but nobody really. No, you do it first. You know, after, you know, we see you do it for a while, then we'll do it 2 years later. That's the problem. You know, if I'm the only one that's doing it, that means nobody else is here, bro. If you want shit to change, you gotta make a change, bro. The shit changed when we was talking about the window boxes and stuff. It took a while for that to change because the actual brick and mortar stores had to get involved because they were getting a lot of returns of product that didn't match what it's supposed to be, or nothing being in the box, you know. So they were like, hey, you need to do something about this. We're not on bring your product in anymore. And guess what happened? All that shit changed. You know, when you mess with anybody money, they start really paying attention. And I'm looking at it just like this. We should have been paying attention a long time ago. Hasbro has not been for us for the longest, man. They bought a lot of IPs from a lot of Toy Biz and a lot of other companies and this and that. But, you know, you brought Power Rangers, and I thought they would do a fantastic job. Dude, I'm like lackluster shit, man. I'm like, the figure should have been 7-inch. They should have been a little thicker. You know, you should be like, I thought McFarlane should have did the damn Power Rangers. You know, I would have loved to see what those look like. People are like, no, I want McFarlane to touch our Power Rangers. You know, you ain't got nobody touching them right now. My thing is, the shit is sitting there. Nobody's really touching it. I understand that, what's that, Playmate's supposed to be doing them, man, but that's still taking a minute. You know, you look at a lot of stuff from Hasbro, man, and you're not really feeling it like you used to. Hasbro used to be the #1 toy company. They probably still is. But you know what? For the most part, McFarlane is pushing more product out. And with more product, man, you beating them with sheer numbers, man. And I don't blame them. Keep pushing your product. You know, everybody looking at me like, hey, Unc, man, but that ain't making no sense. You know, I want to see this and I want to see that. Man, I want to see somebody put shit out. I want to see stuff come out when it's supposed to, not delays. Super 7 got delays. A lot of these companies got delays, man. You know what? You want our loyalty, man, but you ain't even loyal to us, man. Shit, I'm expecting something different, bro. This is who I am. I'm not here to play with anybody. When I'm spending that much of money, man, I want to make sure it makes sense. You know, they're talking about raising the prices at Hasbro because they're losing money. They lost money with the board games and stuff like that. Nobody buying board games no more. Who you see playing Monopoly? I'm not saying Monopoly is there. Shit, I don't know. I don't know what they got anymore, but I'm going to just say it just like this. I don't see too many people playing board games. I don't know. You have to teach your kids this stuff. Everybody is on their digital devices, man. You know, they're playing with their phones and iPads and, you know, laptops and shit, desktops. Ain't nobody really playing with, you know, board games. And, you know, out of everything that they used to have, you know, do Hasbro got nerfed? I'm not sure. Man, there's so many companies right now that are dying. Man. Even though you say, man, but, you know, Hasbro be having stuff all up the wazoo. They do. But you got to wait forever to get it, bro. You got to wait forever till they feel, you know, that it's important enough to bring out. Man, you want your stuff now, just like every damn body else, bro. It's real. It's been real for a minute. We just haven't paid attention to anybody else's ish but our own. You know, we ain't looked at the bigger picture like, man, this sucks. Man, you know, we should do this, we should do that, man. We should boycott this. We should, you know, picket, man. And, you know, people like, man, you picket in toys and stuff like that. Man, people picket all type of shit. Why can't you picket toys? You spend a lot of money on toys. Why can't you pick it? Dude, we picket every damn, but it's more important things to be picketed. We could be picketing rent control, food prices, you know, every damn thing. Yeah, but see, you got groups for that. We can't make this group about all that. You know, let us have something where we can do something at, where we mad at. Dude, look, at the end of the day, it's a luxury. But you know what? Damn it. Why should everything in your life be luxury that ain't a bill or something that you just need? Dude, life ain't about just needing shit. Sometimes life is about experiencing stuff, wanting stuff, having some stuff. Dude, after a while, you would get tired if you just buying what you need. You like, yeah, I'm just buying what I need. Man, I don't need to go on no trips, man. I'm just buying what I need, man. I don't need to buy no toys or anything, man. You know, I'm just like, I'm content with just working and coming home, and that's it. Bruh, that ain't no life. Shit, your life looking at you like, man, look, you still got some credit if you want to use some of this. Life is real, bro. Man, but I'm just saying, Hasbro has really shocked me, man. All the stuff that I wanted them to bring out, I just don't see. And, you know, they wait till all the prices go sky high for certain things. Then they re-release it after you done spent the arm and a leg to get it. And you sit here like you just ruined the value on the last damn thing. Think about the Jean Grey and Scott Summers 2-pack from Toys R Us. Remember how much that was going for? That damn thing was going for damn near 150 to 200. Now you could get Jean Grey and a damn Scott Summers. So why would you even buy the 2-pack? Yeah, they shoot collectors in the foot. It's all about the payola, man. It's all about them. But you know what? You can't blame them for shit that we let happen. But to later, fam, thank you for watching. Peace out.